Hi, I'm gonna try to get through this video. Hi, my name is Instructor Carlo, and I go by the Tai Chi Dude. I run martial arts self-defense, and it's a system that combines many different martial arts, but the whole concept is that you train and we're all moving together in the same direction. This is the history of Tai Chi, and I wanted to create this video to give you a little bit more of a background behind what we are doing and a little bit more behind the exercise, and so you have better insight. If you look at a martial art such as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it has a very interesting story coming from Japan to Brazil and then here in the United States. And martial arts is a way to exchange culture, it's a way to exchange ideas, it's a way to improve. That's why I always use the hashtag self-improvement. So before I get started, I just want to say hello. I want to say ni hao. I want to say buenos dias or buenas tardes. I want to say guten tag. How many other languages? Bonsoir, bonjour. All right, Creole, French. Bom dia. In Portuguese, namaste, shalom. Here on this channel, we talk about our positive differences. So that's one of the key things that I think is very beneficial nowadays, is the ability to slow things down, talk. Martial arts has always been a way of bringing together rather than dividing, and a way of protecting the true good values of human nature. Right? And I know we live in different places with different laws and different people and the whole gamut. But again, this is a common ground to share ideas on a peaceful level. And so I hope you find this informative. I'm here in beautiful Los Angeles, and I do enjoy making these videos in the sun. So the history of Tai Chi. I want to get into the history of so what are the origins of Tai Chi? Who started it? And I'm going to start off by saying that we don't know where it came from exactly, okay, or how it started. But we do know that it did originate in China, most likely under the Taoist and Buddhist monasteries. There's three theories in terms of how it came about. It was formulated through temples such as the Shaolin Temple, through Buddhist monasteries, and even a location known as, and I have some notes here, so forgive me, as the 1,000-Year Temple in Hanan. And then there's also the theory that it was, which comes from, again, this line of Shaolin principles, or the monasteries. I don't even want to say monasteries. Okay, so they came from places like where they would practice martial arts. And so this theory that it was created by a monk by the name of Zhang Sunfeng, and I'm trying to pronounce. I've had a year of pinyin Mandarin, so I understand certain things, pronunciations. Again, when you can understand a little bit more about another person, another place, culture, things like that, it makes it better, right? Because there's less tension, okay? Just like learning English, right? You learn English so that you can communicate. It's a great language. I love English, so I use English. So, Zhang Sifeng is credited to being the creator of Tai Chi. I want to classify him more into the folklore, okay, and in the sense that it's there's no mention of Zhang Sifeng until maybe the 18th century. Okay, so he's a mythical, I want to say a legendary person. So, and typically in my research and from what I've gathered, it's usually a collection. If there is a legendary folklore, especially if it comes in the martial arts or the Chinese martial arts or things like that, it's more that legendary hero represents a collection of people and ideas and concepts that were being tested. But the earliest documented history of Tai Chi comes from the Chen family, which is in Chen, which they are from the Chen village in China, and if that is around the 1700 era. So if you look at, maybe one thing I always point out is that Tai Chi has a very old history, but it's also very recent, right? If you're looking at like when it was introduced into the general population, you're talking about the 1700s, 1800s, more the 1800s, 1900s, right? Even till today. Its roots have roots in traditional martial arts training, traditional Taoist training, Qigong practices, the health practices. So it's not just religious. You know, Tai Chi is very universal in the sense that you can focus. Like here in the United States, we practice a lot for the health benefits. And the health benefits weren't really established until maybe the 1900s or whatnot, where they really started looking at the health benefits of Tai Chi. Prior to that, it was mainly used for its martial arts purposes, its self-defense purposes. So seeing how it's developed and traveled, okay, it's been changed, right, and modified, keeping to its principles, but developed on what people need, okay? And so that brings us to the more popular style that's practiced. There's five different styles of Tai Chi. There's Chen, there's Yang style, which is also known as Yang style. There's Sun, there's Wu, and then there's Wu Hao. Maybe other more styles, but I'm just speaking in terms of the five major styles that most common practitioners would know, that are studied, that are taught. And what I teach here is Yang style. It's influence off of Yang style. Comes from Yang style, and Yang style is known to have a balance between the health effects and the martial arts. Whereas Chen style is known more for the directly being associated with the martial arts self-defense. So again, it doesn't mean that that's all it's used for. It doesn't mean you don't get the health benefits, whatnot. It doesn't mean it's any less effective, or any more effective, or any less effective. It just tells you more about the emphasis and maybe where the practitioners are going. And it's, again, it goes to some practitioners want to focus more on the self-defense. I teach the self-defense. I love the self-defense. I use the self-defense. But here in the United States, not everybody's going to be into that, and you don't have to adhere to just those strict rules. If someone wants to learn for just the health purposes, hey, go ahead. It's great. If you want to learn more for the self-defense, if you want to pick up some of the concepts, that's great. If you want to learn about the concept of Qi or whatnot, and it's used in traditional Chinese medicine and all those cases, that's great. And so I want to, part of this video is to educate, big part of it, and it's great to learn. So with that said, now the Yang style is what is practiced primarily worldwide, along with Chen. And I've learned Yang style, and I've learned Sun style, and I've learned Wu Hao style. Okay, and I've practiced all three. I think they're fantastic. And again, according to the practitioner, you can adjust accordingly. But even with, I think the importance of the Yang style is because it takes out the mystery. There's a picture of who Yang Lu Chan is. There's less, there's more accuracy in terms of who he was and how he passed on the style, because they all developed from there. Now, how he acquired the style, okay, there can be, again, stories may be different, but what we do know is that there is a connection between the Chen style and the Yang style and the Chen family, and those origins, and being passed along, and then also it not being in just one area. One person saw it, they taught it to another person, they taught it to another person, and then if you go into the history, again, limited in my knowledge, but I do know that martial arts, there was a time period, in recent time period here in mainland China, practicing martial arts was illegal, or it was not acceptable, or however the case may be. That push spread the knowledge out. Okay, and so it's more understanding that one, you don't have to be specific. Okay, you don't have to be of a certain race or type of person or whatever the case may be to understand Tai Chi, or even to practice, right? Both, not even to practice or to understand it. I wanted to create this video so that you'd have a better understanding of the exercise and the martial art, and it can add to your training, to your journey. And again, this channel is, a lot of the videos I do are focused more on understanding the principles, and I do a lot of solo training, so we actually dive more into the concepts of chi and energy, and how to inform and posture, and how that energy is used and can be expelled out through martial arts. And that's what we do in a lot of the forms. There's other aspects, Tao Lo, which is the solo training. I want to make sure that I pronounce it right, and I may not be pronouncing it right, but again, feel free to leave any comments, any questions, anything that you want to contribute to the conversation. That's A-okay. And again, creating an open forum where people can learn. And here in America, United States, I'm a proud American. I love being here in LA, love Cali, love being an American citizen, and I love learning. And so part of that is the experience of other individuals who come to this country and bring their talents and their knowledge and have a willingness to share and build communities, businesses, contribute to our society in a positive way. So not only is the history of Tai Chi just important, in terms of learning, but it also really does showcase the American experience from a different angle. And so I wish everyone the best, and I wish you all well, stay safe, and have hope.